So hi there, welcome to MT Tech India, and today let's do a full review of this Poco X2. And I have been using this device for around 3 months, and so let me share my experience about what do I feel related to this budget smartphone by Poco. I will be talking about some of the pros and the cons which I have noticed. But before starting the video, make sure you press the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive further updates from the channel. With this said, let's get our video started. Let's first talk about some of the specs. The Poco X2 comes with a Snapdragon 730G octa-core chipset. It has a 6.6 and Full HD IPS LCD screen with a 20Hz refresh rate. It has a 4500 mAh battery with a 27 watt fast charger, and rest of the features are available on your screen for reference. First thing I would like to talk about the Poco X2 is its build quality. It has a glass build on both the back and the front with the Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection, and it feels very nice in the hand and also gives a premium look. Also, the rear mounted fingerprint sensor is with the power button and it works very well without any issue, but you would require a day or two to get used to it. Now coming to the display, it has a 6.67 inch IPS LCD display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The colors are awesome and you can't tell difference between this or in an 90Hz display or an OLED display with 60Hz. Although the 120Hz consume more battery, you can always switch it to 60Hz. Also, it has a FHD plus display support, means you can stream your content in full HD or 1080p. The quality of the display is also pretty good. As you can see
that the brightness layer is pretty good.
I am shooting in the perfect daylight. As you can see, the screen is clearly visible without using the auto settings. Although the camera is not able to show you, but I can see the screen very clearly. Also, the color reproduction is good and the display panel is also pretty well. Now coming to the performance, so under the hood of the Poco X2 there is the Snapdragon 730G octa-core processor with a 8nm chipset. It handles everything fine and I didn't find any lagginess in the UI or while using the phone. Also, the good thing is that the base variant comes with a 6GB of RAM and the RAM management is pretty good, so you don't have to worry about that. And also it has the IR blaster, so you can control anything which has a IR sensor. Also, with the liquid cool technology, the device doesn't get heated too much while playing the high-end games. I will be talking about gaming later, but first let's talk about the battery. So the Poco X2 comes with a used 4500 mAh battery with the 27 watt fast charging and the 27 watt fast charger in the box. Also, the battery optimizations are pretty good. With the 20Hz refresh rate, it lasts up to 6 to 7 hours, and with the 60Hz it lasts up to 20 hours on a single charge. Now coming to the cellular reception, it is also pretty good. The earpiece and the microphone have clear sound and works very well. Also, it has the voice over Wi-Fi option enabled, so we can get a better call connectivity when you are connected to the Wi-Fi. And now coming for the gaming here is the footage that I have recorded while playing PUBG, and you can play different high-end games also on this phone. As you can see, there is no lag or any, and it works very fine. It works on full HD graphics and smooth graphics or movie graphics. The only problem is with the device is the placement of these speakers. If you are not cautious while playing, placing your hand, the game sounds are completely blocked, and while playing it can get you killed or get you to lose. But the Snapdragon 730G works very fine with the gaming, and also with the liquid cool technology. The device doesn't get heated too much. Now let's talk about the camera, which I feel is a trump for the Poco X2. It has a quad camera setup on the back, with the primary camera being the 64 megapixel Sony IMX-686 sensor. Then we have a 8 megapixel wide angle camera and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, and also with a 2 megapixel macro lens. The close distance up to 2 cm for stunning macro shots. Also it has a front camera of 20 megapixel with a 2 megapixel depth sensor, which gives clear and good selfie shots. So here are some of the shots which I have taken from both the cameras. As you can see, the image processing is very good on this device and the results are very good. As you can see, the 2 megapixel depth sensor makes the selfie and the portrait shots look more awesome. Now for the video part, the back camera shoots up to 4K at 30 fps, that is 30 frames per second, and also gives good video during the night time. And for the front camera, it shoots at the two modes at 720 fps, at 720p at 30 fps, and also at 180p at 30 fps. Also it has some other modes also, like short video mode, slow motion, and vlog mode. So here is one of the videos that I have shot. As you can see, the image stabilization, video stabilization is very good, as I am shaking continuously my phone, and which are also getting clear. I have put this on 720p only. Also it has support for the Gcam. As you can see, I have some of the cameras installed, which I will be making a video soon. And also here are some of the shots from the Gcam which I took. Also it has some unique features like the movie mode for portrait shots, available for both front and back camera option. Another feature is the color prop, which also gives a good feature, which I am using more frequently. Here are some of the shots, and here is the studio lighting effect. The vlog mode, which is also a great feature in shooting videos. Now coming to the UI, the Poco X2 runs on the Android 10 based MIUI 11, with 3 updates rolled out just in 2 months, and it's performing very good on the software front. Also, in the latest update of the MIUI 11.0.7.0, the battery range issue and some of the other bugs also have been resolved. Now for the price part, after the recent GST hike, the POCO X2 is priced at the following rates. The base variant of 6GB and 64GB at Rs16,999, the 6GB and 128GB variant at Rs17,999, and the higher variant of 8GB and 256GB at 20,999. My suggestion would be to go for the 6GB and 128GB. Now coming for the cons part of the POCO X2, the first thing I did not like about this phone that it is a pretty much big device with a 6.67-inch screen, and you cannot use it, due to this you cannot use it single-handedly. Also during typing you have to use both of your hands to type easily. So also another problem with this device is that it does not have a notification light, although the slot is being given, but it hasn't been omitted by the company. It sometimes feels a backdrop for the device, like during charging or when any new notification arrives. Also, it does not have support for the Google AR Code services, which most of the devices in this price range, like the Redmi Note 7 and the Note 8 and the Note 8 Pro, have enabled with them. Lastly, since it's MIUI, although I haven't seen any apps, but there are a lot of unnecessary notifications from apps like Mi Video or the Theme Store or the Mi Apps, which sometimes feels a little bit irritating. Although you can disable them in settings, but sometimes though they feel a little bit of irritating.
So now coming to my final verdict, with the 120Hz refresh rate, high camera performance, smooth operations, quick updates with latest Android software, premium look with a budget friendly price, the POCO X2 is definitely a go for. Although there are some cons, but rest assured, apart from this, everything works out very fine. Also,
So guys, this was my verdict on the POCO X2. Hope you have guys liked it, and do let me know in the comments which feature you like the most of the POCO X2. And also I am shooting this video on my POCO X2 itself, so you can, without a proper microphone, so you can see how much is the noise and how is the camera. And till then, bye bye and stay safe and stay healthy.